Hi guys, welcome back to LegalEdge 3 years LLB YouTube channel. So twice the same day. I love meeting, interacting with all my students. So good for me and I think good for you, a lot of information. So I think since the day MHCET percentiles were out, all of you have been super anxious and all of us, if not more, were like equally anxious ki cap kab announce hoga, kab schedule aayega, and it's a relatively lengthier process. And I've been getting a lot of queries. So I think regularly I'm speaking to a lot of students, different kinds of queries, all kinds of queries, reservation, outside Maharashtra. So we thought we might just do like a short session. At least we'll set the foundation for each one of you, ki what exactly is CAP and how to go about it, when exactly would the schedule be announced, etc. So at least we'll touch base on all details, and then there will be a lot of doubts which is like unique to you, and those could be addressed. Either you can reach out to us directly. We on a regular basis are talking to a lot of students. You can drop it in the comment section, chat box, and we'll be more than happy to answer all queries. But in the session, we'll roughly talk about the CAP, when the schedule would be out, things that you're supposed to take care of, documents to be in place, and then roughly a sort of preference list, colleges that you can essentially target. So let's start. And I will also show you guys references, the last year's schedule, so that you have some idea as to how would the upcoming months, weeks would look like and how exactly are you supposed to plan. So let's quickly start. First, I think still a lot of you have this confusion ki what exactly is CAP. So simpler terms, it's a centralized process for allocation of universities. Once you're done with your exams, you have your percentiles, and then that's how the counseling process starts. So it's a single merit-based portal, no separate college applications. It covers all colleges, and then there are 3 rounds, and then there is an institute level round, primarily for any seats left vacant. And vacancy allotment, it's like an entire process, step by step, that goes. We'll also come to how does the schedule and how does the process look like. Then this is how your process is. First, the registration for CAP starts, which is already live. My memory serves well. 30th is the last day. Then is your document and verification. Then is your final merit list, college option, seat allocation, and your freeze and float option. In a nutshell, this is how the entire CAP process looks like. You're basically, once you've received your percentile, you're applying to have your dream law school, I would say, assigned or allocated to you. So in a nutshell, this is how your process looks like. The CAP schedule is already out. You can see that it started on 11th and 30th is the last day. I would want you guys to take note of one thing. The complete schedule of CAP 2026 will be displayed on the website in due course. So this is not the complete schedule. This is just for CAP registration, which has started. I will show you how the complete schedule actually looks like. So this is CAP schedule for 2025 that was released. So see, registration was from 30th to 21st. Then was your document verification. Then was a display of alphabetical list. Then any grievances. Then publication of final merit list. And then it started college option form filling for round 1 and 2. Then allocation of round 1. And then the candidates who have been allocated college seek admissions and admitted candidates on the portal. Last, and then you move on to the second round. So CAP round 2, CAP round 3, and this is your institute level round. So this is how a detailed CAP schedule looks like, which is yet to be announced. Once it is announced on the portal, we'll take a detailed session to walk you through, guys. But for now, you can have like a rough timeline in your head as to how long would the process go on. And most specifically for students who are somewhere on borderline and not very sure if at the percentile that they have, they'll get the college that they're aiming at. So we'll go up till 3 rounds of counseling. So I would say just be hopeful and have this timeline in your head that this is how essentially it would look like. Let's come back. So the registration is out. Now, very, very important. Something that I see students struggle with regularly is that they do not really have all documents in place. So before you start out with your registration process, I'll suggest go through all list of documents which are required and have them collated at one place, so that once you're filling the form, you have everything at one place and the unnecessary anxiety, frustration, all that could be avoided. So a list of documents has already been being made available. You can actually go on the website and download. Here, this is the website. Here is the list of documents, and I will also show you what the list of documents are. Again, take note of important things. Photograph should be within the stipulated size, your signature. Documents listed in the PDF format should be up to 500 KB. And then you have a detailed list of documents which are needed. For all students from Maharashtra, please take note that domicile certificate. Again, it's a 23-page detailed document. I'll suggest go through it in extreme detail. You would also see type B, type C, type D, type A. I'll come to what these categories are, and I also give you sources to build a very comprehensive understanding of all these terms and all that is required for the CAP process. I understand of late when I've been talking to a lot of students, I get it that it gets extremely confusing and frustrating at one point in time. But honestly, everything is available on the portal. You just have to say like, either give it a read or you just need to know where exactly the sources are and you'll be good to go. So the YT roughly covers everything. You need more details, just go through and give those documents a read. Again, everything listed here, figure out the category, figure out all that documents, see if you have all those documents in place, and then proceed. Okay, next steps. This is how your CAP registrations look like. So like essentially, you will go on to the site, candidate login, and once you log in, this is how the pop-up would look like. And you have to start off with your application form here. I would want you guys to take note of one thing. You can see, you'll scroll, so you'll see raise ticket here. So for any queries which are like super specific and you need an answer, I would say, or any discrepancy, grievance, raise a ticket here will be much more helpful to get an answer direct from the authorities. You can also track the status of it. Now, another important thing for students from Maharashtra domicile. So this is what type A, type B, type C, type D candidature is. So type A is a candidate passing graduation, post-graduation, recognized institution in Maharashtra, a candidate who is either a domicile of Maharashtra and or born in Maharashtra. So for all students to avail Maharashtra reservation, check which of the following categories do you fall in and then accordingly proceed. For more details, again, come to the detailed brochure. Again, available on the website. You have all details available on this brochure. You'll get everything here. Any information that you feel that you need for the process, I mean, feel free to drop it in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to take them up, reach out to us on our main Telegram channel, wherever. Just in case you need any information to refer to, you can also come to this document. Let's go back. Now, roughly, that's how your CAP process looks like. Once you'll actually start filling the form, these are the categories you're supposed to take care of: profile, address, candidature type, reservation, qualification, etc. The essential part that will again do a much more detailed video would be the colleges that you can target and which college that you can expect on your percentile, because then whatever it will be your first choice will either freeze, and if not, then you'll float your option. This is roughly the colleges that you target. Of course, GLC and IELTS remain at the top of the pyramid, and roughly for GLC, 99.4 I would say will be a safe percentile to get into GLC. Then you have ILS, YC, KC, Siddharth, etc. And again, your preference list, whatever your preference list, should ideally be basis after having considered different parameters. Locational, if you don't want to move much, locational advantage, attendance. A lot of you would be considering attendance is the key policy, because a lot of you are either working professionals or you would want to intern throughout, or maybe like study for CS or anything. So attendance is is a primary aspect for a lot of you. So before you decide onto your preference list, make it a point that you have actually done a thorough assessment of the kind of college that you need and which suits your needs best. So I've listed a couple of colleges here, but again, it will vary. Usually GLC and IELTS are the most preferred colleges, but this will vary depending upon whatever is that you are looking at or whatever that you are eyeing at. Well, on that note, this comes to the end of the session. Any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat box. Do not wait till the very last day. Complete your CAP registration process. And yes, if you found it insightful, please share it with your friends. And any questions, drop it in the chat box and subscribe to the channel for insightful updates. And we'll continue to bring more such videos. Thank you, guys.